Hello everyone. Welcome back to another interview by Geek Vibes Nation. I am your content manager, Tia Fabi, and I have with me Olivier Richters. How are you today?
I'm all good. Yeah, no, I'm in New York City at the moment promoting the new show Reacher, and I'm really enjoying it. Absolutely.
Yes, by the time this interview goes up, the first three episodes of Reacher will be out on Amazon Prime. I have been fortunate enough to see the entire season, and it was amazing. So thank you for
Oh, thank you so much.
that.
Yeah, no, the first reviews just came online and blew my mind. 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes, and there's some really nice things about Paulie, my character. We have been working on this for a year, and it's very exciting to see now what everybody thinks. And so far, so good. Really
It
proud.
it blew me away, honestly. When I saw that it had the 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes, I was like, it's deserved. 100%
Oh,
deserved. It's so good.
thank you so much.
And
Yeah, no, it's for me, it's very special. Well, you might know that I'm 7 foot two, and there are not a lot of giants that get into acting, and Amazon is one of the first that gives giants the chance to really act, really speak. Normally, we get the typecast of going in, we do a few moves, and we get out. But now we're in 6 of the 8 episodes and really a bit of background of this character, and that is so cool that they gave me that chance, and so happy to be here in New York promoting it.
yeah, when first of all, when the interview said EST, I was surprised because I'm also in New York. And normally when I do these interviews, they're out in, say, California. So it's like, oh, great, we're on the same time zone
I
right now. um,
know, right?
And before the interview, you said that your nickname is the Dutch Giant. And I just wanted to go over your first scene that we see you really quick. So,
Sure.
Alan Ritchson as Reacher drives up, Paulie comes out. There's clearly this like huge height difference between you guys. And at
Yeah.
first, at first I was like, maybe they put this guy up on like a box or something. And then I looked and it's like, no, you are 7'2". So
It was actually the other way around. The road was going very still up, and he was actually on the high end. So the height difference is even more. But it's cool to hear that people love that Reacher has to look up. Yeah.
yes, I think you're one of the few people that makes Alan Richson look small. Um, and
Yeah, the
was
great thing is that actually he found me.
oh, okay.
So he told in an interview that he found me on Reddit, and he asked the casting director, "Hey, I think I found Paulie, but you have to figure out if he can act." And they really put me through a huge casting, like a few rounds, and that scene where you're talking about, and also the gym scene, which is in episode 2 that they already released. That were actually my audition tapes.
Oh,
And well, you see not audition tapes, but what we really did. But it was great that I have to thank Alan for it to put me in front of the casting.
I that's amazing. I was gonna ask that if say your height was a prerequisite for the role or something like that, but
Yeah.
it seems like he found you. That's so cool. Um, how was it working with Alan? I mean, your scenes together are so great.
Yeah. The great thing is that Alan is not only the actor but also producer, so he has something to say. And every scene that we did, it wasn't just I prepared something to it and we film it and then the editor goes on it. We really discussed how can we make it better than ever. So, for example, the first scene that you see where we meet each other, there had to be a major decision for my character: is Paulie impressed or not? The thing with giants like me in real life is that we, in general, it's actually scientific based, are really always down to earth. We don't. Uh, it's not like looking down on people for a bad way, but we also always have an overview, and we are not really impressed. We are nice guys, and if somebody is shouting, we don't really care. So what we have to figure out what happens when he meets Reacher, because Reacher isn't listening. He doesn't want to get out of the car, but I also don't want to look intimidated, or is he intimidated? So we had long conversations also with the director. Um, how are we going to do this? And we actually filmed both ways, not intimidate and intimidated, and it's kind of became a mix of both. And I really love the first scene. How first Reacher looks up, and then my first look down, but I see that something is wrong between us already. And I think they made a really good decision how they portrayed Paulie in the first scene.
I believe so as well. And did you find, because obviously there's a lot of tension and animosity between your character and the character of Reacher. Um, how would you say that you kind of dug into that, like to be that abrasive with him? Because I mean, even in the gym scene, there was definitely that uh level of we're at odds with each other. We're like competing against each other.
Yeah. I um I was even thinking maybe Paulie was just looking for a gym bro and he was just highly misunderstood. Because I was not the one attacking him. He didn't want to get out of the car, and he was bullying me with arm wrestling. But he all started this. No, but in the end, we know that Paulie is mentally not right. He cut off ears, and I think Reacher knows that I'm a high-end criminal. So that's how he treats me, and he does it in a great way. I think what we see is that um, in the gym scene that I'm probably the only one that can physically handle him from all the books. But Reacher has a very high IQ. Paulie isn't dumb, but Reacher is the next level. And the great build up in all the episodes with the tension between the two, it's greatly written. We all know there's going to be an end battle because we have seen that in the trailer.
Mhm.
And so the acting was important. I think that went great. Then the next part for me was also getting physical prepared for this role because Alan Ritchson is not only above tank, he's really fast. If you see the fights he did in season one, for example, in the what was it in the jail,
Yes.
in the shower room, those hooks, I was like, whoa, I'm gonna need to have some training for that. And they gave me 4 months of training to get at the level he was, and it worked out great.
How was the fight choreography? Because as you said, we do see it in the trailer, so I feel like it's not as much of a spoiler. And that fight is amazing, and I love that there's that realism of both being exhausted in it. Because a lot of times when you watch superhero stuff, they never seem to get tired, but there is that level of like, all right, we got to keep doing this.
Yeah, well, the end fight is so big. They also told us because we start new every day, so we have some new energy. Of course, we were devastated because we were filming every day for 14 hours. But we had to figure out it wasn't filmed in sequence from begin to end. So we almost started with the end scene of the battle. So we really had to realize during the fight that we were already devastated and probably have been fighting for a very, very, very long time already. So that's what that had some acting skills as well in the fighting.
Were there any did you have a stunt double or was everything you?
Oh, very interesting question. For all the movies I did, they couldn't find a stunt double. I had to do everything myself because I'm
Mhm.
7'2". Um, Here, I was so lucky to meet Cal, and there were a few things that were just too dangerous. Just a very simple example with no spoilers. At some point, we fall off a cliff and we just keep tumbling and tumbling. If you do that in real life, my double had a concussion for 5 days. And
Oh
then
wow.
I had to thank him so much with chocolate and everything, because if I would have done that fall, I probably would have broke something, you know? But all the fighting, that's just all me because you can't physically replicate me because I've been training for 15 years and being 160 kilos. I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but they really told me you're one of a kind. So if somebody falls and it's fast speed, then you don't see the difference. But if somebody throws a punch and my arm is twice the size or twice as small, uh, so that's why I had 4 months of stunt training and not a stunt double doing my fights.
Right. That's yeah, that's completely understandable. And going back earlier to something that you had said because it kind of just popped in my head. Have you seen the third John Wick movie?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
in the
I actually auditioned for John Wick 4. So
oh
I think John Wick 4 was the last one, right? Yeah, John Wick 4. That was during filming of the Indiana Jones, so that's why I had to say no.
well, listen, both great films. in John Wick 3, in the beginning, when John Wick goes up against, I believe the basketball player's name is
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Boban,
yeah, yeah.
and he's also
Yeah,
7'2", but as you said, we see him for like 2 minutes. He has one line, and then that's it. So giving you
yeah.
all these like lines to chew on must have felt really good as an actor.
It, it's actually a really great example. And it's not that I would not have loved to do that. I mean, I did it in Indiana Jones. I'm super grateful, but getting a chance above that to grow as an actor,
Hmm.
that's the difference where we are. I mean, we have the Mount of Game of Thrones, world famous character, zero lines. We
Yeah.
have Alien versus Predator. The guy in the suit is 2 meter 10, great actor. Everybody knows him. But it's I hope to show the world that giants can act too. And I'm going to be judged in 240 countries. So I'm really reading every review, hoping they are okay. Because this will kind of decide what I am as an actor and if I can continue this road. That's how important it is for me.
I think so. I think you did a fantastic job. And I also wanted to ask, a lot of your scenes obviously are with Alan, but you do have scenes with other characters. Is there any specific scene, maybe a non-fighting scene that stands out to you?
Oh, there's one scene where we play Russian roulette with the son of Beck. And
Yes.
I was there as a guard and only one line, but I had to be there, to make sure everything goes right in the scene. But that was so emotional. I felt they played it so well with tears, and the son had so much fear. Me as the bad guy, I actually felt sorry for him. But they had to do that scene over and over, and it was so emotional, devastating that actually Beck walked out at some point. I need to rest because they had to bring up their real emotions, and the tears felt real for them. So that was one of the scenes I will never forget, and I actually haven't seen that scene yet, the edited version. So I'm looking forward to that. So yesterday I've seen episode one,
Hmm.
and I'm saving the rest for me and my wife. We will watch everything at home in 2 days.
It it was really good. That scene in particular was so tense. And when I on Sunday just watched all 8 episodes and just kind of was like this the entire time. So it was really
Yeah,
good. I think you did a fantastic job. And I mean, it's again 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes, so that's amazing.
yeah, we really said in all the interviews we did, we really believe this is going to be the best season so far. And of course, it sounds like a sales pitch, but we really believe it because the actors, we have seen season one and two, and know what we filmed. I think the story is better. The foes are even heavier because now we have somebody stronger. But I also believe that Quinn, the
Hmm.
real bad guy, is even smarter than Reacher, always one step ahead. And these two combinations we really didn't have in the other seasons. They were decent foes, but never above the level of Reacher. That's how I feel about season three. It makes it more exciting, and the story is also great. I just heard there are of course 29 books. I think this was book number 8, Persuader, or number 9, and it is one of the top 5 most read books out of the 28, and
Oh
not
wow.
without a reason.
Listen, season 3 was beyond like season 1 and 2 were good. Season 3 really good, and you have a lot of really like book fans who really enjoy the character, and I think that they're really happy with the way that the show is going. And it got renewed for a fourth season, which is super exciting.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, obviously Reacher is out. It's a huge thing. Um, is there a particular role in your mind that after this you are looking to get? Like, what is your ideal role that you would like?
Well, I would love to play the son of Joss. And I'm gonna look at my agent Dimension now. They would love that idea too. Maybe you know from Joss James Bond, he's the only villain that showed up twice in James Bond.
Ah,
Imagine
okay.
that he had a son, and in Moonraker he died, but I live on, and we're exactly the same height. He's one of the inspirations I had to become an actor, because as a kid I looked at this film, and the man with the iron tooth lifting up James Bond like it was nothing was so scary for me as a kid, not realizing that I, as a kid, would become his size.
That.
So yeah, we're gonna someday pitch it to the broccoli family, and but the great thing is that I'm building my acting career now. So before we mail them, I'm gonna have something to show to them.
That's amazing.
Oh, I'm so sorry. They tell me here to wrap up because the next interview is ready.
Oh gosh, so sorry about that. Yes, but Oliver, thank you so much. I am so
No, thank you for
excited
taking the
for
time.
everyone to see. And listen, you're going to be the breakout of this season, okay?
Oh, thank you so much. No,
Thank
you're great.
you.
So thank you for the interesting questions. Loved it.
No worries. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.